Well, good evening and welcome to another edition of Meet the Saints. And I'm Jane and I'm here this evening with Stefan. Good evening, Stefan.
Good evening, Jane, and good evening, everyone.
So, Stefan, just to get us started, tell us a little bit about your personal journey and how that led you to All Saints Waterloo.
Oh gosh, is it a Tristan Stone? What? No, not Tristan Stone. Sorry, do I have to go all the way back to my birth or not? No, I guess not.
No, it's fine. We haven't got time for that.
No, I guess so. Sorry, I should have used the right reference there. How did I get to All Saints? It was a bit of a detour, I would guess. Like, I mean, I'm a Roman Catholic originally. I was born a Roman Catholic, and on that side of the spectrum, I've seen sort of all corners of the church, to the point that there was a moment in life where I also took my distance from the church, the Christian church, and I have been slowly getting back with the help of a lot of people. We attended a Protestant church, the Belgian Protestant church in the city center for a while, but I was lucky enough at some point also to meet, by the way, that church is also a very nice church, but I was lucky to meet at some point the daughter of Thomas's godmother, and she is an Episcopal priest in Hawaii, married to another priest, also an Episcopal priest, and we had a conversation over Zoom, and there was something that, in the way that she was talking about her church, that really clicked with me. I had already, like, for a while, had an attraction to the Anglican Church because I really love the tradition, the literary tradition, the musical tradition, just like the nature of the beast. So I had this attraction, but I think this Alison, this priest, this Episcopal priest, she was really able to make it more real for me, to show me how human, that church is, like how community based, but at the same time also still rooted in tradition, but also very much a human church. And so I started to look here in Belgium if there was such a church, and so that's how I found All Saints.
And what do you most appreciate about All Saints? What is it that keeps you and Thomas there?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so I do like the Book of Common Prayer. I have to say, like, I really like the way that the poetry of language, with its long tradition, how that sort of, I mean, that speaks to me. I have to say that I do appreciate Sunny's sermons very much. I mean, from the beginning, I mean, I noticed that she's able to speak on different levels. So she's able to really sort of put things in very simple ways so that everyone understands, but at the same time, it's not an empty exercise. Like I really find that she finds a way in problems that we are facing today in general, not just COVID, but like here in the world. And so I do appreciate that, and it's a close-knit community. That's the aspect of church life that I had actually. I never had that. Like we when I was younger, we mostly went to churches where, as soon as Mass was over, the community completely disappeared. So here it's a completely different approach, and the Eighth Sacrament, as you well know. I mean
your own personal vocation has changed as a result of your encounter with the Episcopalian or Anglican tradition. Isn't that so? That's because coming from your Roman Catholic background, you were thinking about possibly serving the church, and now those things are becoming more of a reality.
Yes. Obviously, it is possible in the church I'm now a member of, and not in the church I came from, the Roman Catholic Church, and it's that sort of that sort of is possible in the church I'm here. But that's not. I mean, it's not as if my vocation as such changed. I mean, the path that I was on is the path that I'm on in life, but am very grateful for the possibilities. It became more more real by being part of the Episcopal Church. It became like a lived reality.
Yeah. And is there a particular part of scripture or something about the personality of Jesus or something else connected with the liturgy of the Episcopal Church that has inspired you or has come to you at a time in your life when you needed it? A particular Bible verse maybe that speaks to you? Or
Yes. One of the verses I really like is, well, there are two that I could give you. One of them that I really like is it's I believe, help thou my unbelief. That's a verse that I really like. With the father who's asking Jesus to heal his son, because it for me it sums up a bit what the reality of faith is today for a lot of us. It's to a certain degree we have lost our innocence, if we ever had our innocence, but like we live in a society that's so much more complicated, and the fact that belief and unbelief can be part of the same reality, sometimes overlapping, I find is a very intriguing thought. I mean, it's kind of thing that I like to read on. So I have all these authors in my mind. There's one that I really like is Thomas Halleck, and in his book Patience with God, that's actually really what he's talking about. That is this kind of how, like, even in a moment where sort of you feel alone, you're still allowed to have trust in God. Like it doesn't always have to be a voice talking to you out of a cloud or something, or a column of fire. It's even in his absence there's a presence.
It's something to do with sitting with the contradictions of faith and life. Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. It's as you say, it's there's so much in the world of today that really sort of goes against our feeling of fairness and justice. And you can ask yourself a question: well, why is that? Why, if you believe in a God who is good, why does that still goes on? So those kind of questions constantly come to us, and that's just one of those kind of questions. You have all kinds of others in the same vein, and so you're constantly being confronted with the fact that things are not always that self-evident, and it creates a certain dialogue, and I find it's a dialogue that I'm actually having with God as well. And so this being said, I mean, I do believe so, but I do not want. I feel that belief should be multifaceted, multidimensional. It should really be it should be open to questioning.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about the future now? What is bringing you hope? What are you looking forward to in what comes next in your life?
Well, specifically to our situation, we are very much looking forward to the fact that we're going to become fathers, my husband and I. So does that give me hope? Yes, to a certain degree, it gives me hope, because I mean, I read an article somewhere like saying that some people are really not having children because they are afraid of climate change, because they look at the collapse of the economy and so on and so on. But like, children are being born, and so the fact that we are still sort of optimistic enough to bring people into this world, it's a call for us. It's a reminder for us to make this world a better world. So, yes.
That's a wonderful statement of faith and faith in the future, really. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Stefan, thank you very much for talking to us this evening, and we wish you all the best, particularly with the new arrivals coming up. When's the due date?
The 7th of February.
Okay, well, that's not long, and we'll keep praying.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Stefan.
Thank you, Jane.
Bye-bye.
Bye.